Hey guys, Tomboy61, and today we have episode 4 of our Mythbusters series. This one is focusing on aircraft carriers. Now, if you have an aircraft carrier based myth, feel free to put it down in the comments below. I may come back and do more myths, but these are the two that I came up with and wanted to go ahead and test. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do some housekeeping. First off, it is the last day to enter my giveaway. Wargaming, as part of celebrating 2 years of this game, is giving the CCs the ability to give out a Tier 6, Tier 5, and Tier 4 premium ship. My giveaway is linked down below. It ends very soon. It ends tonight at midnight if you're watching this video on day of publishing. In addition, as usual, we want to do comment of the day. Comment of the day goes out to someone who leaves a comment on one of our previous videos. Today's comment of the day goes out to Carly Crawford. They say, still waiting for Tier 6 ranked and arena. And yeah, I know, we've had Tier 5 and now Tier 3. I am hoping Tier 6 is in the upcoming plans. Arena is a fun mode overall, and I think Tier 6 is definitely a fun one just because at that point you get radar, and I feel like that could either be interesting or terrible, and I'm here for the ride no matter which way it goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about today's myths. I went ahead and did two of them. The first one is, what is the most efficient way to use the boost? So I feel like it's feathering the throttle. So what that means is if you go ahead and throw that throttle all the way forward and you wait until you hit the max speed of the aircraft and then back off and let it come down a little and then ramp it back up to max speed, and you keep going back and forth, that will actually end up being quicker because you'll be able to be boosted for a longer amount of time, because once you take off the boost, you are still traveling at a speed that is higher than the base velocity of the aircraft. However, you aren't expending the heat energy, you're not overheating the engines, which means in theory you should be able to travel longer at these boosted speeds, meaning that you are going to be quicker. The other test that I want to do is, what is the best way to lay down your torpedoes? Should you wait until your torpedoes are fully locked and centered before rotating, or should you do your rotation on a dive bomb while coming in? It's an interesting test because I feel like there's definitely times where both can be useful, and it's a way I want to figure out what the best way. Anyways, first things first, let's go ahead and review the footage of what I'm going to call our speed test. So here we go, and as we can see, I kind of used this island as the start point, and the end point is going to be the very edge of the map. On the left-hand side is going to be the feathered speed test, i.e. cranking it up until we hit the max velocity of the planes, and then letting it fall back down, and then cranking it again, where the right-hand side is basically faux forward at all times. The right-hand side, already you can see it kind of overheated, and now what's going to happen is it's going to kind of heat cycle these engines. The engines are going to fall down to a certain level, and then once that level is reached, you're going to be able to boost again. Overall, from this test, what I found is the two planes are nearly identical in speed over the long run. The feathered ones do get to the line slightly quicker, but I don't think it's by a huge appreciable margin. What I do think is the huge margin, the reason you may now want to play by feathering the throttle as so, is if you look at how much of the heat energy you have left to play with. Now, what the heat energy gets used for, beyond just being able to propel you forward quicker, is it is what allows you to change direction while aiming or while doing the dive bomb or the torpedo bombing, meaning this is giving you additional accuracy if you go ahead and spread your energy out over the longer distance. So for me personally, what I will be doing from now on, when I can remember to, is to feather the throttle, because overall it does seem to be the more efficient way to go about flying the aircraft. One other thing I do want to point out that I am horrible and a criminal of doing repeatedly is throwing the throttle full forward when launching the planes. Because, fun fact, it doesn't do anything, but it does spend the energy. It does spend that heat. It puts additional heat into the engine, but you don't get any of the benefits of actually doing it. So that's one thing I know I need to improve, because for me, when I launch, I'm like, okay, full power, we gotta go, and it actually ends up not doing anything and slightly harming you overall. The next test I wanted to go ahead and take a look at has to do with dropping torpedoes. Now, as you know, when you go in to drop a torpedo, you do get a sort of wide angle margin of where those torpedoes can fall. Then as you hold course, that narrows into what is about a straight line. One thing I wanted to test is it more important? Let's pretend you have to make a 90-degree turn while aiming because the ship is moving and you need to be able to shift your aim. Is it more important for you to wait for the lines to be straight and then move, or to move off the bat and then wait for the lines to converge together into those parallel tracks? So what we did is we went ahead and made a good number of passes with the torpedo bombers, and from all of these passes, what I think I learned is it is better to go ahead and let that path straighten out before you make a turn. Personally, what I think it is whatever the agent is that is spreading the drop is a non-linear curve. So when you've already straightened it out and it's as narrow as it can be, it takes a lot more to cause it to widen back out than when it's already a large and obtuse angle. There are going to be, of course, certain circumstances where either works just because of the way ships are heading towards you, but I would definitely say I think my new preferred method is to try and line up ships that are a bit further out and then trust on the torpedoes to go ahead and make their hits. And that way, if they start to dodge or move, I can go ahead and adjust and not lose as much accuracy as if I was having to kind of change direction while at the top of the dive. So between all of these dives, once again, I think preference on them is definitely going to be to wait for those lines to go parallel, then turn. When you turn in the air, it just keeps the bar spread for so long that by the time you get to the bottom of the drop, it really doesn't feel like you have much time to get them to straighten out and to become a little bit more accurate or accurate at all. So yeah, those are my findings from these little tests. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.